The topics we discuss are many.
No story too bold to talk about.
Strictly our own opinions.
But they are opinions from people like you.
Welcome to the NAKE'd Podcast. Hey guys, what was your first concert?
NSYNC.
It was Chevelle.
Yeah, it was most likely at Floors, I think.
Mine was Britney Spears.
Oh my god,
Hey.
so amazing. That's
Okay.
so amazing.
I lied. It was Chevelle, but the main liner was Stained. That was like
Nice.
2010.
I always wanted to go to the White Rabbit, but they closed it before I could.
Oh, yeah, same here.
I've been to the White Rabbit many a times.
I love how all the artists that got their start there and who performed there came back for performance. So Coheed and Cambria, the people we're gonna go see this summer. Not Bayside, Hawthorne Heights, Linkin Park. They all performed there.
Nice.
I didn't know Linkin Park would perform there.
Yeah, Linkin Park performed there a few times.
That's dope.
So did Nine Inch Nails, other guy.
I saw this article from the SA Current that says, "Are you really San Antonian if you haven't had to use the bathrooms at the White Rabbit?" And I was like, "For real? They're disgusting. They were disgusting."
So you're telling me I'm still like a Laredoan instead of a San Antonian?
Right.
Yeah, no, we
What's
tell you
the
that
right-
all the time.
What's the White Rabbit?
It was a music venue that used to be downtown, like by SAC.
It's a small like
Hole in
concert
the
hall.
wall. Yeah, but every band performed there. It was pretty badass.
They closed their doors like 4 years ago.
No, what before that? It was like 2012 or
I don't know. It was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
maybe even before that.
Now it's like Paper Tiger or something like that.
I don't keep up with none of that.
Yeah.
So Britney Spears, I have to know, like, was it amazing? Is it everything I think it was gonna be?
I honestly wish I remembered more, because I'd have been like 7, 8, or 9 when I went, and unfortunately, the only thing I really remember was going into the venue, the concert starting, but I don't remember the concert itself. It kind of skips to when I had to take my cousin to the bathroom. And I was so invested because I was the oldest grandchild. So I always got stuck with, helping out my younger cousins. And so I take her to the bathroom and I'm like, okay, you know what you're doing, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I like, pushed her to the stalls. And then I run back out to watch the concert. And then I come back in and she's still like kind of in the same area. And the security guard that was there was like, you can't just leave her in here alone. I was like, okay. I was like, are you done though? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, great. And so we run back to our seats. And then she talks to her mom who brought us to the concert. She's like, Kielyn, she couldn't go to the bathroom. You didn't even watch her? And so I got in trouble.
I'll tell you, fuck that. Fuck you.
Yeah, like why don't you miss the Britney Spears concert and go take your kid to the fucking toilet?
She had like 4 other kids to watch.
So
Yeah.
make you watch them. I mean,
Sitting down was a whole different ballpark than taking a child, like transporting a child.
Yeah.
Thank you.
just saying. That was a pretty toxic.
So, not your first concert, but what's your favorite concert you've ever been to?
It's so hard to say.
I already have a favorite, and it's kind of cheesy. Someone that we went to.
Oh,
I got to see Stone Temple Pilots
it was a really good show.
and Chevelle and All That Remains. Oh my god.
My favorite concert ever. It's a tie. So it's either I saw Paramore when they were just starting. I got to meet Hayley Williams.
That's so
She
cool.
complimented my necklace and I literally like tore it off and gave it to her. So weird. I'm sorry, Hayley Williams. That was really weird.
They're getting back
but if
together.
you still have that necklace, can you send it to me?
I do really like it. I miss it a lot. And then I had won tickets to Warped Tour number 13. And I got to go be on stage for one band. And I was on stage for Circus Survive.
Hell yeah.
But when I was backstage, I got to meet Coheed and Cambria and got to hold Claudo's guitar that he played behind his head. It was
That's
fucking
cool.
amazing.
That is pretty cool.
But that was also the Warped Tour where I lost my left shoe crowd surfing.
Aw.
Someone stole it.
It's a
Yeah.
worthy cause, though.
I bet he still sniffs it to this day.
Emo chick.
Where are they?
Mine
My
is
princess.
probably Brad Paisley. We saw him at the rodeo last year or the year before.
Year before.
Year before.
That's pretty dope.
It was a lot of fun. He had his rotating stage, gave out pics to the kids in the front areas. Like,
That's nice.
this is just a nice concert.
Nothing can compare to being trashed at floors during a Randy Rogers concert.
Randy Rogers.
Oh my
That
god.
sounds like a good time,
Yeah.
actually.
Hey, oh, dude. Oh god. It's a blast.
I mean, you weren't there for a long time, or you were there for a good time.
When I was in the 8th grade, I got to see George Strait. But before him performed Ronnie Millsap and Taylor Swift. We ended up missing Taylor Swift. We got to meet her afterwards, get pictures, all that fun stuff. When I was in 10th or 11th grade, my aunt took me to another Taylor Swift concert. So I was super stoked and I was ready to do this. I get a migraine on the way over there and spend the majority of the concert with my head in my lap.
Oh.
I think that's why I don't like concerts.
But you're going to a concert.
I'm going to a concert. I'm going to see Olivia O'Brien in Austin next Tuesday. What?
Nice.
Is it music or it's concert?
Yeah. I think
Is it
has
music?
It's one of the ladies she's been jamming a lot lately.
She's very female, and I won't say female empowerment, but like she sings to your soul.
Aw.
And it's really weird if you kind of listen to her songs. They're pretty depressing. Like one of them starts out with like, "I know I'm not going to kill myself, but I totally think about it." And it's just like, damn, that's dark.
Damn,
but at the
girl.
same time, you're right.
That's deep.
Ouch. But she speaks to you.
She does, and she really speaks to a time in my life when, I lived with my girlfriend Darian, and I say girlfriend, BFF. I've just been saying that recently. Anyways,
No, they're totally best friends with benefits.
totes. So she lives in Austin now. We don't get to spend as much time together, so we're gonna go see her. Because Olivia O'Brien was really our anthem during those few years together.
Aw, that's so cute. I love that.
But one thing I probably should be worried about, but I'm not, is the coronavirus. Because as of right now, there's no reported cases in Austin. Who else got concert stories?
Oh, well, we're going to 2 concerts this summer. We're going to go see Incubus, and I'm so fucking excited to see Incubus. So excited.
I've been wanting to see them for years.
And then we're also going to see a couple bands I listened to in high school. So Hawthorne Heights is one, Census Fail is the other, and the headliner's Bayside. So I started getting Alan into Bayside, and he really likes them. And I just couldn't be happier because it makes my little emo heart so happy to go see 3 of the bands that I grew up listening to.
I didn't listen to a lot of Hawthorne Heights growing up, but I know a few of their songs.
I do have to say, I'm glad that they're older now because I got retweets from every band when I tweeted out about it. Like, I can't believe I'm going to see them. They're probably
so
like,
cool.
Somebody still listens to us.
We're still relevant.
Just kidding. They have a really big fan base.
They're just caring.
they're just really focused in their fans.
They're really nice and caring for emo people.
They have to be.
We're very emotional sometimes.
Oh, Alan's claiming emo now.
No, I'm not.
He's wearing bracelets and everything.
It's a wristband.
Oh my god. I have a about me
Oh,
turning
no,
you
it's
on.
okay. I got him some gauges and a couple plastic rubber band bracelets.
I was never into like the gauges or like the jewelry
Don't forget the I Love Boobies bracelet.
Don't forget the Vans and the skateboard.
and the skinny jeans and the side bangs.
So
Dyed
Okay.
black.
when I went through the emo, or when I was hanging out with the emos, it was the multicolored round plastic bracelets. That was it. If you didn't have those, you weren't cool.
Did y'all have like a color system in place that if somebody of the opposite gender or somebody that you liked broke it, you had to do that with that person?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
cool.
I
So
don't
like,
know. I don't
well, that
remember.
was
I've
in
never
that was
heard
in
of
middle
that.
school, and it's disgusting. Now that I'm an adult, and I'm like, why are us as kids like had this? It never happened. I don't think, not me at least.
Right.
But there was like black. If somebody broke a black one, it's like you had to have sex with them, and it's like a whole system. It was disgusting. If I heard a kid who was my age now talking about that, I would slap them. So I don't care if you're my kid or not.
I mean, it was kind of like more or less ingenious because you buy the bracelets for what you're down, and then people know what you want.
That's pretty true.
That's one way to
Well,
do it.
I was avoiding the whole age aspect of it. I'm just kind of saying the system alone made a little sense.
This is what I'm advertising today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at your coronavirus or COVID virus emergency kit right now.
It's pretty much a pallet of food.
Yep.
So you got your water,
It's 3 pallets, actually.
green beans, corn, rice, diced tomatoes, spaghetti, marinara sauce.
Face masks. As a matter of fact, can I buy one of those off of you? The ones I've been looking at are like
Go-
$150 online.
Go to Home Depot. You can get them today.
Okay. For the low price of $9.99.
Yeah. No, they're a little pricey, but everything like that's going to go crazy. So this was some of the conversation I had like with my mom today about it because she was asking a few questions of what I've heard on it. And so coming down to it is like right now it's not get prepared for the apocalypse, but things are going to get scarce for a little while. You might just want to be ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've
Okay.
been stocking up on our canned foods. We need to buy a couple things of water.
Yeah, and with everything coming out today, like especially San Francisco declaring it a national or an emergency situation.
Yeah, declaring a state of emergency.
I'm glad that they're recognizing it, that the COVID-19 virus can be an emergency-worthy virus. I mean, one of the city
So
has
that's
done it
that's
without
the
being
s-
infected.
So this is where the tinfoil hat goes on and all the conspiracies start coming.
Okay.
Because so this morning started with the WHO organization
Mhm.
saying this is kind of like a pandemic, but we're not going to call it a pandemic. And then as the day went on, the CDC said, hey, time's over for preparing. Like, it's most likely here, and we're going to start seeing cases soon.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then you had San Francisco declared an emergency. So what do they know that they're not saying because they don't want everyone to freak out and riot?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you see what's going on in Italy right now, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, it's
they're
spread
looting the
fast.
supermarkets. They're trying to hoard every scrap of food they could find.
So they had a quarantine in place too. What happened?
They don't know 100% sure, but I think it was past quarantining part. Like all those people that got out of China before they quarantined China off, I think this is what we're seeing now. And this is going to be the blowback. What can we do to minimize it moving forward?
So one thing that one of my coworkers has been talking about, and this is just of him like researching, apparently the COVID-19 virus is very special and it's very concerning because one, it's an RNA virus. It's got one DNA strand as opposed to the helio that we have, which is 2 strands. And 2, the virus can jump between host to host no matter what species it is. So, like, it made a drastic jump, supposedly, before it actually hit humans. So, what if this is being passed off by other animals?
I thought we didn't really know the root cause of it yet.
We don't know the 100%. No one,
It's like all speculation, but
no one's identified where it started
Ground
or
zero.
Mhm.
yeah, patient 0 hasn't been identified yet.
But we know where it started. I mean, it was
Well, yeah, we know the epicenter. Yeah.
WIT.
I don't know how to anticipate this news. Like when you see these headlines come through of it's not if, it's when this is happening, and then you're reading through what the CDC has to say, and you see wash your hands, cover your mouth, stay home if you're sick, that type of thing. It seems, it's not enough. I don't know. And there's nothing else they could say or could do at this point to prevent it.
Like really, all they could do was say, "Hey, everyone, stay home for 14 days right now." I mean,
People got to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No
have
one-
to keep the world turning.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting on that San Francisco announcing the state of emergency? I was reading through the comments, and a lot of the comments were saying, well, be sure you're going to go get up in line for that vaccine that comes out next week. Insinuating that it was like a pharmaceutical thing, like a way to ploy to get money. And I just think it's so sad about that. Because a lot of these people were anti-vaxxers saying, you're going to have to go get this vaccine because of this thing. Like, you don't have to do that. Just stay home. And it makes me wonder how many of these anti-vaxxers is going to make it that much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
If it is deadly, who's it going to go after?
Herd immunity is a thing. This is why vaccines are invented.
I guess it's going to be like weeding out the weak, I guess, but at the same time, those who can't get vaccinations or can't, who can't protect themselves, they don't have a strong immunity, like children and elderly, they suffer the most.
So far, there's been no cases in children under the age of 1.
I know that there have been a few deaths, like, with elderly people, but...
So what are numbers looking like now?
So there's over 2,300 deaths so far, and over 70,000 confirmed cases.
That's definitely bigger than, last week, which was 50,000 confirmed cases?
Yeah, I still feel like it's doubling, but Iran, I think, is going to be the real turning point, and we're going to know what the whole deal is, because they're having a bad outbreak, and, their medical systems aren't as up to date as, the Pacific Asian area.
That's true.
It sounds like it's slowing down.
It is in China. From right now, it looks like it's starting to slow, but it's because everyone's already infected, and
people are already taking drastic measures to try to prevent further spread.
So there's some weird, crazy conspiracy theories that have been out about
tinfoil hat time.
Yeah. So one that came out today was that China is not even waiting for people to die. They're like, if they say like you're gonna die today, they just tell your family you passed, and they're burning the bodies alive.
What the fuck?
That was one thing. Like, it was a video that came out.
What?
This lady's like, yeah, I was in the room, and they came in, and the guy's like, he was still moving, his feet was wiggling. They put him in the body bag, zipped it up, and took him to the crematorium.
Oh my god.
I struggle to believe. I struggle to want to believe that.
But, I mean, think about it. If this is disease X, which I don't know if y'all heard about that. The CDC has a disease called disease X that they think will infect everybody and kill, 80 million or so. And they think it's possible this could be it. It could be worse. So if it is that bad, then, and China's not being truthful with the numbers, like, they might need to be getting people out and getting people into beds that can, actually recover and not spread it even more. So I guess you can kind of see why they would maybe start doing something like that, but that would be like dire, deadly measures.
She's in her eyes. I got
fuck.
extreme anxiety.
My mind is blown.
But we have to be prepared for this. I mean, it was only a matter of time. When it turned 2020, pre-COVID virus, they were saying every 100 years around this time, we've had a major pandemic, whether it's flu.
1920.
Yeah.
Some sort of plague or...
Yeah, and it's killed millions of people. So it was kind of time. This is kind of my thought process. The earth has a way of cleaning and cycling itself. So whether that's through climate change, disease, I feel like maybe it could be that, or it could be a bioweapon that was released near a food market in Wuhan.
So that's the way I lean, right? Bioweapon.
All
Well,
right.
anyway, thank y'all for listening to the Naked Podcast. We have new episodes every Friday at 9 a.m. And we like to do a surprise episode every Monday, maybe, kinda, I don't know. That's what makes it a surprise.
But what's not a surprise is our blog post every Monday.
Yeah. Check out our website.
Read me on board.
I stream video games on Mixer, so
Sometimes.
come check this out. I am going to pick up my streaming stuff.
Catch us next time, guys. Bye.
Peace out, motherfuckers.
This is an official Millennials production.